Yeah, good morning.
So in last session we talk about annotations. Okay, so today we will move forward. Uh, let's understand about listeners in TestNG. Just let me create another project. So here in last session we have covered the TestNG annotations, right? So today we are going to cover the listeners. Listener are one of the important topic, like what listener actually does inside TestNG. Suppose you have 10 test cases, right? Suppose you have 10 test cases and out of them 3 are getting failed, right? So how will you get to know that which test case got failed? So listener are responsible for catching up which test case is getting failed. Okay, so here just let me create a class. Suppose I am creating class regression. Okay, and inside this class I have, sorry, this is actually package, and inside this package I am creating class A, or maybe test class A, and test class B. Okay, and inside this I will create some methods, test methods. Okay, so here at the rate test, let me create a method, void method 1. And what is method actually? Method is actually your test case, right? Just put your cursor here at testng library, then control space and import the package. Okay, so this is test method 1. Okay, I will create another one at the rate void test method 2. Sys out test method 2. Okay, these are two methods in test class B. Similarly, suppose in class A I will create two more methods, like method 3 and 4, 3 and 4, change here as well. Okay, suppose I am running this test case and somehow this test, any of them, these four, any of them gets one gets fail or any of two gets fail, then how will you know, then how will you know that, identify that actually this test case is fail? It's a problem, right? So there are listeners to identify that this particular test case is fail. Okay, you will put up some assertion and assertion will throw that failed method to your listener, right? Suppose this is getting fail. Just see, there is a class assert, right? And in this class you can see assert equals, right, and first one is boolean actual, boolean expected. Just like this, we have multiple assert equals methods. Okay, so here I will let you know about this one: string expected, string actual. Okay, just click on this. So what it's saying, that expected string and actual string. Suppose my actual string is name is equal to Vandan. Okay, and expected string is your what, name. Expected, suppose you are expecting Misra, but here actual is name. So will this be matching? No. What error it will throw? That expecting Misra but found Vandan. Okay, if I will run this test case, you can see then how many test case ran. Test run 2, failures 1. Okay, so total test case ran 2 and failed 1. But what the failed is saying, expected Misra but was Vandan. Okay, this is what assertion will do it for you. But somehow let me just remove this and import the test ng one. Okay, control space and import test ng one. Okay, otherwise here it worked fine, but in some other cases it will be failed because you are importing JUnit jar, somewhere you are using the JUnit somewhere. So working is same, even you have seen that actually the method also same, right? So so I will use test ng. Now you can see java dot lang dot assertion expected Vandan but found Misra. Okay, so this is about assertion. Okay, just like this one, you have multiple methods present, assert dot assert true. Suppose in test class B I am failing this one, method 1. Assert dot assert true, and I am passing up false. I am expecting true but passing false, so this will also fail. See, here I am hard coding the value, but actually in real time all the information will be getting by website results, right, that you are automating. So suppose here you are website title, you are expecting something which are you storing in string format and you are storing in string variable, right? And then here you have passed that you are expecting this. Okay, and those don't match, so result will be false. So this is one another method. Just like this, multiple methods are present with the cert class, so you can check out them. Can anybody tell me? See, expected true but found false. Can anybody tell me what type of this assert is actually, what is being used that is allowing me to use this class name dot method name? What mechanism behind this assert class is implemented?
Comparison.
Comparison what? Actually, I am saying I am able to call this assert true method just by using the class name and method name. So there is a concept behind it. For other classes, if you try, you just create a class, use inheritance, and just try to use that without uh, creating the object of the class, you will not able to do it. But without creating the object of the class, you are able to call the method here.
Static.
Yeah, good. Who is this?
Praveen.
Yeah, good, Praveen. So this is what saying that your Java concept, how much they are clear, right? So this way the interviewer will also get to know, right? Because in one question he is getting to know that whether your Java concept are clear or not. Okay, so these tricky questions comes many times, not single times, many times. Okay, so here I just call this class name dot method name. If I control and if my draft is present here, you can see also. Okay, it's present. Public class assert, public static final, and this one, right? So if this assert class is using something, see, this method is what? Assert true, right? This is a static method. Either the class means either the method is static, then you are able to call this directly. Okay, so this mechanism is used behind it. Okay, just like for other methods too, just like assert equals, that will be static. Assert false, there is a method. If you are expecting assert false, so all the methods you are able to call directly, because all just like this. Assert equals, so this method is static, so you are able to call directly, right? This is 3 parameters, you will find your 2 parameters as well. But somehow if you are not sure what will the return type, then object is also present here. I hope you guys are getting it. I have very much focused on object return type. Okay, today we have to use again that. Okay, so these two are failing. Now what? Now where is the assertion? Sorry, where is the listeners, right? So for creating the listeners, you have to uh, just right click and create a package, and inside package just give this package name listeners. Here you will write all your listeners. Okay, and there will be class inside this, listeners. Okay, you can give any name. This is my first listener, second listener, doesn't matter how many listeners you want to make, it's up to you. Okay, so here this will be implementing an interface where all the listener methods are created. Okay, so this is one implements I test listener. Okay, now right click here. If this listener class is saying that add unimplemented method, then it's fine. If not saying, you are using some different versions, then right click, source, generate override implement methods. Click on this. Now see, on finish, on start, just which you want to use, you just want to use for fail test, right? So on test failure, you actually just check all of them. Okay, we will remove from there which we will not use. Now see, these all unimplemented methods are here, right? Just clean this garbage. We don't need to do anything with it. Okay, and this one too. Now on test failure, you have to call this method. You can see they have given the name of the method in a way you can understand that this is actually failing. When the test case get failed, it will come here, right? So you just need to give failed method. Okay, now if you run this, this where the error is coming. Okay, this equals to, let me remove. Okay, now if you want to use this, first of all you need to create a testng.xml file which is not here. So how to create it? Just go to testng, convert to testng. Okay, because only this testng will understand about the listeners. Just go to testng.xml, and here in testng.xml file, you have to add listeners, then only it will work. Class name, package name, listeners, dot class name. I hope the syntax is correct. Now just run this. I will remove this which is I am not using. So which method is failing? This one. Okay, method 3 is failing. Okay, and in test class B, method 1 is failing, others are passing. So just go and run this. Java dot null pointer exception. Just run it again. Why this is coming? Okay, just use inside test folder. Let me see. Okay, let me see the syntax.
When the package name is like on tabs, you can.
Package name is correct.
So I think listener and at the end of the listeners you have to use a slash, right? I mean listener no to use, right?
this I have closed, right? So this is not uh, due to that. Wait, maybe syntax is incorrect, so I have a file, although I think that's correct one. This I will give it to you. Okay, it's actually not the name, it's a class name here. See, it's a class name, like here, class name. Okay, so I will paste this. Okay, because in testng file there are many things, it's not possible to remember syntax for all. So don't be panic if you are facing this problem. So here, package name is listerners, and then class name listeners. Okay, now this will be working, I hope. Okay, so you can see failed method and then failed method, and where this message is actually written inside listeners, right? But see, there is a problem. This method 2 and 4 pass and 1 and 3 fail. Okay, now you are saying that this method is failed, this is failed method. Now it is not giving the method name, which method failed. Passing methods are here, okay, but failed method name is not present. First of all, just right click in this project and refresh it. This test output folder is present. Just go to index.html file, copy this one, don't see here, and go to your browser. Okay, now you can see all your results here. This is index.html file inside test output folder. You have to refresh this first, then you will find this file. Every time you run your result, this file gets updated, so you need to find all your results. Okay, now here see, failed 4 methods, 2 failed, 2 passed, right? If you want to see passed methods, you can see here, these all pass. Whatever the fail, method 1, right? Method 1 failed. Why? Java.lang.assertion expected to found false. Java.assertion expected Vandan but found Mishra. Okay, so here 2 methods fail. Actually I have failed them because I put up the assertion there, this is my expected result, if not coming like that, fail it. Okay, so assertion failed that. Now once what happened, once I run the test engine of this, see, look up the flow of the execution, which is more important. First of all, I have run this file. Okay, then listener, it found the listener. Okay, so here it come to classes regression.test class B, so it went to test class B. Now it comes to run all the methods. Okay, so it came here, assert true. Okay, it failed. When it failed, it directly jumped to listeners, because listeners are now understandable by testng file when I have added these lines. Okay, now it says that whenever anything will fail, I will jump to this listeners. Okay, so it came here on test failure method. Okay, now which method came here? Method 1, but I have written in this listeners that failed method. Now if you want to print the method name also, just use this result dot get method name. Okay, So inside this result, which is part of what, I test result, and what this I test result is actually, how I am able to call by this, this is reference variable, right? This will be class or interface. Anybody can tell me? Is this a class or interface? I have not seen this, but I can answer this. I want your answer. Is this a class or a method, or an interface, or what, or abstract class? What is this? Anybody want to answer? Is this a class or the interface? It's simple answer. If you know this.
Interface.
Okay, Pawan said interface. Anybody else want to answer? Now Pawan, tell me why this is a interface. Nobody knows, you know, right? Nobody else knows whether this is interface or it is the class or abstract class, right? But you know, okay, at least 19 of them have not tried, so they don't know anything, right? But you tell me why this is interface. How you get to know that this is interface? Some point came in your mind, means how you answer that this is interface. I am interested in that logic behind that. This answer is more important.
Can you go up?
Yeah.
Scroll up. Where you have written implements, right?
I am not interested in this one. I am talking about this I test result, whether this is class or interface. This line will help you to answer. This is class, and why this is class? If
Class, yeah.
if this will not be class, then I was not able to call object dot method, right? I am right.
Correct.
Public class test results, right? So this is class which is implementing I test result interface. So this is implementing class of the I test result interface. So this is class. Okay, so I have to finally answer this is class, otherwise still there will be confusion. Okay, so here this is class, because if it was interface, object dot method I am calling, interface doesn't allow us to
Reference, yeah.
create the object.
Reference is possible.
Reference is possible, but through that reference I cannot call a method, right?
Right one thing.
Okay, so here this is failed. Now whichever method will be failing, I will be able to grab that. So first time, let me give some space here. Okay, already there. This is about listeners. Method failed, method 1. Test method 2 passed, method failed, again a method failed, which method 3, then test method 4, which was pass. This is about listeners. In out of 100, if 5 are failing, so it will run 5 times. Okay, now just understand the data provider annotation. Okay, this was about listeners. Okay, so if your test case is getting fail, you can use them. I am commenting them, not removing them, you can see later. Okay, so here instead of this test I will use another method, for the implementing this data provider annotation. What actually does it help us to get the data? Okay, and here I will use the concept of 2D array, right? So there will be 2 usernames and 2 passwords. Where 2 username and 2 passwords, right? So inside array there will be array index will be 0, and inside 0 there will be 1, 0 and 1, right? And inside first index there will be 0 and 1. So means in array inside array, not your row and column. So make it correct, not row and column, array inside array. Okay, so I will first put the username and password. I am not going too much depth. This is 2D array concept already covered in your Java part. Just go and watch that video if you missed. 0 and 0. In this index I will put my username, suppose Bandhan 12, and user password 0 and 1, first index. Suppose password pass12. Okay, and here second set of data, user 1, in first index there will be 2 values, Bandhan 2 3, and make it correct, pass 2 3. Okay, and this I have to grab inside any method. Suppose I am getting this in this method, so you have to give a name, the red test, this will be used, and there is a keyword for telling this, that this is actually implementing a using a data provider annotation for what? This is actually using the data provider annotation which is giving it data, right? So here you have to pass the method name for it, which data method it is using for data provider, that method name you have to give here. Okay, so what I have did, just this data provider annotation will provide data to this method where I will write data provider is equal to name. Okay, so this method responsibility to provide the data to it, right? So it will complete its task. Now as of now I am using the hard coded data. You know the Excel concept, you have to put here Excel uh, code which is getting data for you, and you have to provide to this method, right? This is your assignment. If you fail to try do it, let me know, but at least try it. Okay, so here I am using the hard coded one because you know the test in, Excel sheet code, how to get data and then provide to it. Okay, now here, and see, once I say anything that this is your assignment, that means that's a necessary for your learning purpose, right? So if you are missing the assignments, then it's not beneficial. Okay, now here how will you get data? First of all, you have to count how many values you are getting. username and password, these are two values, right? Now how much set of it, don't be worried about that. So here just type username. What will be the returning format of this? See, you can see here string. So just create string variables. Okay, and just print out username plus username plus password okay. Now run this or just comment this, so this will not part of your test. Okay, return null value. Why? See, I am giving the return of this object, right? No, I am not giving actually. So how it will return data to it? First of all, you need to create what this object type, because you this object type arrays you are returning. So return type will be object and what array. Now return it. Then this method will able to grab it. Return this variable. This is what array. Okay, now run it, it will work fine. See, test run 2. First time, first set username Vandan, password 12, right? Second set, this is first set and this is second set. If you add one more, it will return one more. Okay, so don't worry about that. But here I have decided the value of only 2. Okay, so array size is 2, 2 values I have given here, and 2 values of set how much? 2. So there are 2 values, 2 values of 2 set means 2 sets values, and every set have 2 values means username and password. This is like, this is not like user row and column. Okay, so this is about data provider annotation. Just like I have removed this test from here, suppose I want to exclude this this test from my result. So just go to testng.xml file. This is method 3, just copy it. Okay, and once you copy it, so inside class this which I want to remove from my result, from the test class A. So inside this testng file, just make it multiple line. Okay, and here type the methods. Right, and exclude exclude name is equal to this method 3. Now this method 3 will not part of your test result, because inside test class A you have removed this method for to run. Okay, so just go and run this one. Okay, now see, method 3 will never be part of your test result. This failed method 1 run. Okay, this test method 2 ran, right, and then this is your fourth. which is implementing data provider, that is it. Okay, so here if just like this, if you want to include this as well, uh, only if you want to include this in your test result, so just go to this and inside instead of this exclude, use here include. Name is equal to this. Okay, just run this. So test class B will run fine, all methods will run, because here neither I am including not excluding anything, but for this one only method which you have included. So failed method 1 in class B, test method 2, and then only this method ran, test class A. Okay, so which method run? This one, test method 4. This method 3 is not part of your result because you have not included that. Okay, so this way include and exclude you can use here. Okay, so this is about your test ng. Any doubts here?
If you are not using include or exclude, then all the methods will be invoked, right?
Yeah,
If you are included any specific method, then that included method only will execute. If you are excluded the particular method, then excluded method will not work. That's
yeah, right.
okay. Good.
Okay, so this is about today. Tomorrow we will start building framework and maybe 1 or 2 classes for framework, and then we will start GitHub. So next week your course will be finished. Okay, so yeah,
So framework will start from the scratch, right? Not importing anything else. From the scratch, we are implementing the framework, right?
I didn't get it. What you